Hey guys, KeyDragon here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Cross Dragon from Kamen build. This is a robotic dragon that, when used together with the Dragon Full Ball and Build Driver, allows Kamen Rider Cross to transform. This set includes the Cross Dragon itself and one Full Ball. So, let's get started. First off, we'll look at the included Dragon Full Ball. This is a clear dark blue ball with a dark metallic blue cap. You can see the sticker here with the D and L, with the L being for its matching full ball. Then you can see the ball design, which is pretty cool. You can see a dragon face running down, but then behind you can see this pattern here, which is meant to resemble dragon scales, which is a nice touch. Of course, like all full balls, you can twist around the cap and give a good shake to hear sound. Next we come to the Cross Dragon itself, and the first thing I want to talk about here is the name. As you guys will see in the title, it's spelled out as Cross Z, but I'm pronouncing it as Cross, and there's a good reason for it. That comes down to the Japanese spelling. See, in Japanese, his name, or at least the last part of it, is spelled as Kuroz, which when translated to English can generally become one of three words, those being crows, clothes, or what I think is the most reasonable one, claws, but instead they chose Cross Z. And to me this name doesn't make sense, and in fact not even the toy itself says Cross Z, so I'm going for a more pragmatic approach in terms of pronunciation. And just going one that kind of follows the cross, but then also fits in with the actual Japanese pronunciation. So looking at it itself, you see that it is mostly a gunmetal gray plastic with a little bit of red plastic, but then you can see the main two colors of Kamen Rider Cross, which are this nice metallic blue and metallic orange. Starting from the head, it is pretty small, but it is quite well detailed, with stuff like horns and teeth and even some nostrils, with some details coming along to the neck, and then you get to the body. You can see this very cool pattern with all these tubes and gears, or I should say screws, then even a little flame pattern, and you can see the speaker right here on the front. Then you get to the tail, which has the same pattern as on the neck. On top we can see the slot for the Dragon Full Ball. Then here we can even see some little legs. Then on the back we've got the battery compartment. It includes some batteries already, the pin set, and the power switch on the bottom. So let's switch it on. Starting off, you'll get that sound. When you press the button with no full ball in, it'll make one of two sounds that alternate. Now unfortunately, if you press and hold the button, the sound doesn't repeat. And that's notable because when it appears in the show, generally when it plays one of those two sounds, it will repeat it a couple of times. So next we can take the Dragon Full Ball and insert it in. Now unlock a couple of new sounds. First, we get its solo attack, Cross Flame. The second is its sound for preparing it for transformation, and those two will alternate. And then when you remove the full ball, it makes that sound. Next up, we'll use the Cross Dragon with the Deluxe Build Driver. So to start, give the full ball a good shake, twist the cap, then set in the Cross Dragon. Next we'll fold up the head and tail, and activate it. Then set in the Build Driver. That gives us a new standby sound from the Cross Dragon, so we'll turn the crank for the transformation. And there we get the transformation to Kamen across. After that, we can turn the crank again for the finishing attack. Well, this time we get the Dragonic Finish. Now the way it works is actually pretty interesting. So, first off, the way it lets the dragon know that's in the full ball, or rather that's in the build driver, is with this lever here. I'll activate the standby sound. Then when this button is pressed by the little button in here, it activates the transformation. There's also set sounds that we can get from this by inserting it into the build driver without the full ball inserted. And just to let you guys know, any full ball will do, as it just presses a button in here. As you hear, we got the transformation sound without the lyrics, or without the words. And again for this, we got the finisher attack sound, but just without the announcement. That is a pretty neat touch. Lastly, as a bonus, I'll be taking a look at the lock full ball, which is the best match to dragon. So, this is a special campaign full ball, obtained as part of the lock full ball get campaign, which is where, for a certain time, if you buy either the build driver, drill crusher, or Kroz's weapon, which we'll be looking at next time, you have a chance of also getting the lock full ball. So for this one, this is a metallic gold color, but it's more of a pure gold as opposed to the yellowy gold of Lion. As you can see by both the color of the bottle and the cap. You can see the D and L to indicate that's the best match with dragon. You have the design here, which is a padlock with some chains, as well as a low key design and a keyhole. Of course, once again, you can twist the cap and give it a good shake. And now that we've taken a look at both of the bottles for the best match, let's test them out with the build driver. So, give them a good shake. Twist the caps. Then set them in the build driver and turn the crank. That activates the transformation to Kamen build's KeyDragon form. Then I'll give you guys a close-up for the Voltech finish. And as always, we'll use the balls from the last best match for a couple of trial forms. So first off, we'll add in Sojiki. And that creates Trial Form, Dragon Sojiki. And the finisher. Then we'll use our 2 golden bottles. Which gives us Trial Form, Lion Lock. And the finisher. And there we go. So overall, the Cross Dragon is a great little add-on to the build driver. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of the Fang memory from Kamen Rider Double, since both of them are small robotic helpers that can be used to activate new forms when used with the main driver of the series. Though in this case it's interesting because it reduces the build driver down from a 2-bottle system down to 1 bottle. And I guess this kind of thing was necessary unless they wanted to also make Cross a best match type rider, but typically for secondary riders they don't get as much as the main runs, so it makes sense to have them just use a single bottle, and it's interesting that they facilitated it in this way. It's got some new, cool sounds both on its own and with the build driver. And of course it comes with the Dragon Full Ball, which you can use for some trial forms, or a best match if you also have the Lock Full Ball. Though obviously I would not recommend this unless you already have the build driver, because that's how you get the most out of it. But if you're a fan of Kamen Rider Cross and you do have the build driver, it is absolutely recommended. So, next time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Beat Closer, tomorrow at 7 PM PST. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KeyDragon 50, writing off.